Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends. Remember, no matter who you are valid. Yay, I am spinning in circles again. I enjoy walking and pacing as best as I can for exercise, and holding my tablet up is actually amusing. So, yay. I'm going to be going out for walkies here pretty soon. It is kind of sunny, kind of gray outside, depending on the wind and the weather, because there's gray clouds and blue sky. So I'm going to hit the trail. I've got some video that I haven't shown yet, like where I held the tablet down and then slowly walked for a minute up one section of trail to show off the different burbling sounds and what the stream looks like when it makes a different sound. So that's a pretty cool little 1 minute thing. So I got things that I want to make shorts out of and such. So yay! Hopefully get some other things done, but we shall see. I also went in and talked to one of my case managers, because we do have a computer for use in the community center. Now the community center is not big. We are a small community, and it is a small charity that pays for most of this. But while the community center is small, it is nice. You know, it has a very nice kitchen with some stoves, and it's got some refrigerators for all of us with freezer space and dry goods space, locker storage. So it's got a nice area for that. There's a computer center with one big computer. There's a there's a gender neutral restroom, but one of them has a bathtub in it, which none of these places have. These are just tiny little shower stalls. So if you need a bath, there is a room that you can lock up and take a bath there. And sometimes there are legitimate reasons to do so. So the option is there. So it's not nothing. It's not major or great. I mean, when I was at Port Orchard, the computer center there up on the second floor where I was had 6 or 8 computer stations. So, but the fact that they've got anything at all is nice. And when I asked the case manager about it, we came out and investigated, and hey, you can print on it. And I tried to see if it would scan, but we can get it to connect to the computer so it doesn't scan, but it does print. So if I make like a burner email account with a really easy to use password so I can remember it to get out there and get into it, and then connect it to nothing except email stuff to get printed, and then I could print it on that printer. The only thing I'd really have to pay for is paper, and you know, so maybe not even at that, but I don't want to drain the resources, especially since I'd be using a fair amount of paper. So I don't mind paying for paper. Paper is expensive, you know, it's like $5 for 500 sheets, but that's not bad. So I don't mind paying for paper. Now it's just normal size, so I'd have to print everything to 8.5 by 11, but that's life, and I can do that. So the fact that we have a printer with those capabilities are nice, and so we double check that. And I don't mind walking to the library to get my $44 of free printing done at the beginning of every month, and then going down there as well to scan and then have it sent to my email, which I can have it sent to the burner email, and then, not burner email, it's not like a burner phone where I'm trying to make deals I don't want the cops to hear about. No, but just a cheap email that's used only for that, and then send stuff to be scanned there, and or stuff that I can't even remember the way I was talking about it, but yeah, that sounds like it would work out. So very good, very cool. And yeah, from in comments when I was talking about the smoke alarm up here, yeah, I mean, they are incredibly sensitive, because so far mine's gone off twice where I don't know why. Something coming in through my windows, because I keep both of my side windows here open. I just have the curtains, but they are open, and air comes in and gets blown around by the fan that I have going. So that's not an unusual thing. You probably saw my garbagey trash can down there. I got everything moved off to the side so I can pace. Yeah, so life is life. And then this is the fire retardant system. So that is going to have an ungodly amount of water burst out of it if there's ever a fire. So I hope that isn't as sensitive as that thing over there. You want it to be sensitive enough, because if there's a fire, yeah, I'd rather have stuff be soaked than burned to ashes. Yeah, a lot of it will be just destroyed because of water, but at least maybe there'll be something. And if there's people, you definitely don't want them to burn to ashes. So yeah, water, good, but I don't want it firing off because there's pollen in the air. Ugh. Especially since, I mean, I've had my rice cooker going where, you know, I've come in from my door over there and that thing's burbling away after I've been to the community center out there, and it's been pretty steamy, and I don't think I want that thing going off just because I'm cooking rice. Anyway, though, life is life. Oh, also, as well, when I was talking yesterday about the various solo projects and the map making thing, it's not that I'm going to be making my own game. I've talked about this some time ago, so it's been a while, but one of the channels I watch talks about, well, a couple of them, about how to best Frankenstein something together for your own choice, instead of like being forced to do something by a designer that maybe you're not too happy about. Like there's the OSR, which is old school Renaissance, where games that are made more like they were back in the 1970s and 80s than they are today, except with a few quality of life additions. There's one called Scarlet Heroes. It has a strong Asian flavor to it. So the fellow says, because it's OSR, and a lot of OSR games are almost plug and play with each other, just differences because you make your own alterations. There's another game called White Box. So if you don't like the absolute Asian flavor, because the monsters are all Asian flavored monsters, you can use like monsters from the game White Box. And the only difference is, in Scarlet Heroes, they have an there's two types of armor classes for how to do combat. One is ascending, one is descending. And either Scarlet Heroes or White Box has a way that you can just easily convert between the two, so you don't even have to worry about that. So you can get the monsters from the one book, the main system from the one book, and then if you want to do overland stuff, well, neither of them really has a detailed overland system, so pick an overland thing from a different game, pick a dungeon crawling system from another game. Like, I really like the game Note Quest Expanded World. It's really a good game for dungeon crawling. It has overworld stuff, which is fun, light fun, but it's not really something that's conducive for more than just light role play. So I like the dungeon crawling system, but the rules for the actual combat and stuff, but for the dungeon generation, that's not bad. So you could use that for dungeon generation, or you could use the dungeon generation systems from like D100 Dungeon, which, well, I like the system for that. It's more granular and made for itself, so that it's harder to extract pieces out of that, because it has its own role-play system as well as dungeon generation. But because it's so granular, it's hard to pull stuff out, and Note Quest is just light and fluffy and easy to pull things out of, but there's other games with different dungeon crawling systems and other games with different hex crawling overland type systems. So what a lot of these people like Geek Gamers and Dungeon Dive, one of the two of the biggest channels, two of the biggest channels on solo RPG stuff that I watch, they say Frankenstein, Jekyll and Hyde your system together. Just pull the parts you like from here, here, and then stick them together and go from there. So yeah, I'm trying to Jekyll and Hyde the thing together. Make my map up, and then use one thing for just general this, that, and the other in combat, another system for overland, another system for dungeon generation, and the like. And then just go from there, and then start playing. I want to do that, hopefully by the end of the month. Because, again, I have to fight through my neurodiversity and more. I'm going to talk about this in something else as well, and probably not make it back to this, but I'll try. There was somebody in comments, and I believe it was Made in Canada, so if you're watching, Made in Canada, thank you, who mentioned that I appear younger now than I did back when I was younger. But the big difference in me then and me now and why I would look different is I did not care back then. I mean, for the first 5 years after my wife died, I didn't care. I didn't really care whether I was alive or not alive. And it showed. And it's been in just the past 5 years that I've really been getting together and caring about myself. Paying attention to how I look and how I pay attention to my health and a whole bunch of little things like that. That's why instead of just buzz cutting my hair, I've been experimenting with different things to play around with it because I care now. Why I try to take better care of how I look with my exercise. I've been exercising primarily in the beginning just because it was better than sitting and stewing in my own thoughts. Now I'm exercising primarily to stay healthy so I can live longer and be healthy as I live longer. So I care about myself and my life now. Which, you know, kind of sucks that at 61 it took me that long, because realistically, any one of us could be hit by a bus and, you know, be buried tomorrow. But at the same time, realistically, if you're 30 and you live in a place like the United States or, you know, someplace in Europe that's, you know, first world, that developed country, there we go, you're going to have, if you're 30, likely good at least 30 years ahead of you. But at 61, I mean, I'm seeing people drop off and die off at, you know, 67. Jim Ward, another person who worked for TSR and did a bunch of stuff, he died 71. That's 10 years away. Again, Chanel Jacques worked for TSR a lot. I didn't watch, but I read and looked at a lot of their art as I was growing up. 67, that's only 6 years from now. Well, realistically, ain't that much longer. So, yeah, but there's that. But also the neurodiversity, if I can drag it back to that. I can't remember what and why. Oh yeah, but I've known that I have suffered cyclical, almost bipolar depression since I was 22 and in the Air Force. I was diagnosed with depression back then, and it's been cyclical. It's 2 weeks up, 2 weeks normal, then 2 weeks depressed, 2 weeks normal, 2 weeks depressed. My manic phase is my normal phase, and that's just, I go from a regular state to depressed. And the depressed state is really depressed, And the not depressed state is, well, still depressed, but not as depressed. So I've dealt with that my whole life, and I've realized it. But it's only been recently that I've been diagnosed with the ADHD and realized that both the executive function and dysfunction issues I've dealt with my whole life have been because of that. And then discovering my neurodiversity. I hate the term neurodivergent. I will accept neurodiverse. But my neurodiversity explains so much more about my life. So all these things that are fun, and I can't even remember why I was going to bring them up, but now that I did. So there we are. So I've got the possibilities for printing and stuff over in the community center. I have the gaming stuff that I want to do for the channel, solo RPG stuff, but not just for the channel, I mean for myself too. I'm doing this stuff primarily for myself. I mean, you can't really see them all this well, but all this solo RPG stuff that I got underneath there, I've got for me. I dig down and bring down my solo board game stuff and my game books here because I enjoy them. Even if I'm not actually playing them, even if I only bring the box down and I play with the parts and I put them around and I read the rules and then I watch a YouTube video to help explain the rules, I'm having fun. I don't necessarily, if we quantify playing the game as a 1.0, just fiddling around with the pieces brings me up to like a good 0.75. Whereas owning the games brings me up to like a good just 0.4. And not having any of that is a 0. Whereas for other people, it might be having all this stuff and all that just brings it up to like 0.05, and playing the game brings it up to a full 1. I think it's great just having this stuff. Playing it brings it up further, but I'm so close just by playing with them, by bringing it out and digging around and looking at them. Neurodiversity. Yay! But yeah, come this... I want to get a few other small things like in the game book areas, and Mike Lambo is making more stuff, and Martin Knight is making more stuff, so there's always more things that way. I like the solo board gaming stuff. I don't have a great amount of money. I have enough money to buy a little bit of stuff. I need to get a new computer, but they cost a lot more than I got. So, big purchases are ugh. Little purchases that I can do at the beginning of the month and then spend the rest of the month trying to eat and buy the things that I need, like shoes and underwear. So, life is fun. I mean, hey, capitalism. So I am going to do what I can do today. Oh yes, coming back to this, the whole nerve compression thing as well. I mentioned before that I've been cocooning because of pain. It hurts a lot. One of the reasons I don't sleep well is because my shoulders hurt so much from lying on them. And I can't lie on my back and sleep because of my back injury. My legs go numb, and then I am in absolute agony. I can't sleep on my stomach, never been able to do that. Just my neck doesn't twist far enough to the side, so I'm a side-to-side sleeper. And when I do that, oh my gosh, my shoulders hurt so much, which again is so weird because my shoulders are killing me. My upper arms just hurt so much. My forearms ache constantly. My hands are just constant agony. And they don't hurt. They hurt, but they don't hurt. All of that is because of the sensory nerve compression in my neck. So I am in agony because of something that doesn't even hurt. Yay! So in the middle of next month, I have the appointment to get the nerve the electrical conductivity test done on this side, my left side. Until I get that done, they are not even going to talk to me about surgery. So I gotta jump through the hoops. So I gotta wait until the middle of next month to get that done, and then I can come back to them and we'll continue talking about what I need to do to get surgery done. Yay. Anyway, though, if you are a Patreon patron, thank you so very, very much. It is appreciated. Being a herding monkey sucks, but what is the word? The opposite of what I am, with your help, without your help, I would be a badly hurting monkey. I can't speak English all of a sudden, but with your help, I'm a hurting monkey. Without your help, I am a badly hurting monkey. And I appreciate your help to no end. So thank you very, very much. I'm going to be doing something else for the channel here soon. I'm going to go for walkies as soon as I get this all uploaded. So it's going to be like middle of the afternoon before I go on out and hit the trails. So we'll see what I get done for the rest of the day. Who knows? But hopefully you can get done what you would like to get done. And for everybody that leaves me comments, thank you so very, very much. I type and answer as many as I can that way. It's not as many as I would like to type out and answer, but at least I type out and answer as many as I can. But for everybody else, thumbs up, thank you. It is appreciated to no end. I do read and appreciate each and every comment, even if I can't answer it. So there we go. As stated, I'm going to go out for walkies, going to hit the trail and that goes by the stream, and hopefully you can get done the things that you would like to get done. That would be very, very cool. But let's see, how does that go? So until we meet again, there we go. You take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing. They're working on stuff outside, so they're probably hearing me yammering because I can hear them yammer. Yay! Let's see. It's harder to hit the off button when you're holding this stuff like this.